Welcome back, Money Fam. Who says a nurse can't drive a Lamborghini? I'm gonna watch as we unpack this person's life and experience in this video here.
I'm not even gonna touch anyone.
I mean, he's got his toys. I mean, I'm seeing a bike, a car, a nice garage. I mean, a guy knows what he likes. I'm interested in see how much he makes. I'm in the numbers.
My name is Eric.
Yep.
And I race cars now. I'm a registered nurse. This is what we buy as a registered nurse.
He's got a couple cars. I saw the Mercedes in there. I mean, is that his daily driver? I don't know. And so, you can tell with the way a guy takes care of his garage.
Where do you work?
I work over at Tesla and for a Sutter.
Oh, okay. So you're a registered nurse, but with Tesla. I didn't even know, what is Tesla, a tech company in reality? I didn't know companies like that had nurses on staff.
Yeah. A lot of people spend time at the desk, talking amongst other nurses. I actually spend a lot of time talking to the patient, getting to know the patients. And a lot of them are going through a lot of things. So
I'm glad that his heart's in it. I just don't know what kind of patients. It's interesting that they got one on staff. I just want to know more about his day-to-day job.
I share my story of how I went through my trauma, and it gets them through what they got to go through.
I like that. I mean, his heart's in it. He sounds like a great nurse, and they got to be paying him like very well for living that kind of lifestyle.
So how much do you get paid working at Sutter?
Hourly, I make about 120.
And are you staff or are you per diem?
Per diem.
Per diem, hourly, 120. Does math. How can he afford the houses and the cars?
Yeah.
And typically, how many hours a week are you working between both Sutter and Tesla?
For the pay period, I'll average 80 hours at both facilities.
Okay, 80 hours per pay period. I mean, we're talking if he, I assume he's getting paid. I mean, he's doing 80 hours a week or 40 hours a week. That's interesting. We'll see.
Yeah.
And how much are you earning per year working at both of these places?
I'll probably do close to 500,000
per week, for sure, if that's the situation. I mean, okay, so this guy's making $500,000, taking it home, and he doesn't have kids. I'll tell you that much for sure.
Do you ever feel exhausted working all those hours?
No, I just actually, I just pulled a 16 yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be. I mean, you're working 8 hours a week. So, pulling 16s. I mean, I know people in the medical field, they work nights, they work weekends. It's a grind, but you got to love it.
It all fluctuates on how much I actually spend.
Yeah.
But so I spend anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000.
Okay. A month.
Wait a second, $15,000 to $20,000 a month. He's taking home $500,000. He's got some kind of side income on this.
And how much is your car payment on this Lamborghini?
It's not that much. It's I think just over $4,000.
I think this guy's living to spend. He's got to be spending 100%, and that car payment alone, that's such a big chunk of his take-home pay each month.
And you do have two houses that you're staying in, right?
Yeah.
You have one in San Diego and you have one in Union City.
Yeah.
Why are you living in two different places?
I grew up in the Bay Area, then I went to school down in San Diego, so I love both places.
Yeah.
I love both of those places as well, but I mean, the real estate in that area is so expensive. To own one place is one thing, but two, it's like, geez Louise.
The only thing is, it's hard because you have to buy two of everything. That's why I have two motorcycles, I have multiple cars.
I mean, you don't have to. That's always an interesting thing when people are like, I've got to have two motorcycles because I've got two houses. I'm like, have to is such a moving target for you.
So you have two houses, right? Do you pay mortgage on both of these houses? Or does your girlfriend pay the mortgage on the other house?
Yeah, she pays the mortgage up there, and I pay the mortgage down here.
Okay.
So and it kind of...
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't have two houses. Your girlfriend has a house, lives in a different, zip code than you do, and okay, I see.
How much do you pay per month on this house here in San Diego?
It's kind of expensive. The reason because I pay everything into escrow, so it totals out to be $5,000 a month.
$5,000 a month. Okay, I mean, you know, given the area that you're in, regardless of the square footage, I mean, it's you know, it is what it is. It's an expensive place to live.
So mine is probably down here is like 1.6.
Jeez, dude.
And then up there is like close to 1.8. It was almost 2 million at one point in time, but right now the, you know, inflation is bringing everything down.
Oh, for sure.
Man, I would love to know the net effect of inflation on all of his luxury homes and cars and bikes and who knows what else he has. Let's bring it down.
So how much do you spend on your utilities?
Not that much because I have solar. So before solar, about $800 a month, $900 a month.
$800 and $900 a month on utilities. I mean, I know that utilities aren't that expensive there, and if he's living basically, he only lives there half the time and he doesn't have kids, wow.
Okay. So post solar, I think it breaks even almost.
Yeah.
Like 1 month I got $1,100 back at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then I think last year I had some roommates that just wasted a lot of electricity, so I ended up paying $500 for the whole year.
I'm distracted by the car, but I'm just thinking about his utility bills. How is his solar breaking even? God, sunny California, that's such a game changer. You know, why wouldn't you have solar panels?
My Mercedes is not that much. It's like $900.
Okay.
My Tesla is not that much. It's like just under 2,000.
$900, just under 2,000. God, the financing alone is just adding up. All these car payments is such a huge chunk of his income.
It's my Range Rover. It's a 2016 Range Rover Sport.
Yeah.
But I sold it. I didn't really sell it.
You sold it or you didn't sell it. This is interesting. I mean, I'm losing track of all the cars. You've got the Tesla, the Range Rover, the Mercedes, Lamborghini. That's got to be it, right?
Kind of sold it to one of my best friends.
Okay.
So, and basically our agreement is that he just makes the payment on it.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's still under my name because
Yeah.
I have a good interest rate on it. So
I see.
there's no reason for him.
Don't do that. Well, first of all, fraud alert. You know, that's a red flag. But also, liability alone, I just don't do that. Just own a car, don't own a car, sell it or don't.
And for people who are out of the loop, what accident are you talking about?
I was hit by a car going about 50 miles an hour. It actually, you know, killed my fiance at the time, and then almost killed me. I died and then came back. So.
I saw lacerated liver. God, this guy's been through it. I mean, what an inspiring story. His heart is in the nursing, and I understand why now. It's just his finances are crazy.
That's why I, you know, live a different lifestyle now than I did before the accident. I think I was lazy before the accident. So now, after the accident, I'm not lazy anymore.
10 out of 10. I mean, I don't think anyone has the right to call you lazy by any stretch, but at the same time, I mean, it's like you're definitely like living to work instead of working to live.
And do you ever feel like sometimes you're working just to pay off bills? Do you ever feel like that?
No.
No?
I mean, I can pay it off now.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I work just because I love working.
Maybe there's like a huge chunk of cash this guy's sitting on to be able to pay off all the debts that he has. It's just interesting. I find it fascinating that he could pay off all the debts that he has, but chooses not to and is willing to continue to work and have all of that cash coming in go towards just the financing of this lifestyle. It's impressive. It's not for me. It's not for most people. And I don't want to yuck his yum. I mean, you know, go for it. But is it sustainable? Is this something where he may be digging himself a financial hole if something else were to go awry? Could he be living in a way that, you know, leaves some of his loved ones in a lurch? It's possible. But I mean, overall, it's fun to watch. It's fun to see someone who is living a lifestyle that's, you know, it's got the cars and the bikes and, you know, the girlfriend with the house and the different zip code and all this stuff. And it's like, I mean, it's kind of fascinating, but it's like a whole other world from, you know, from my experience. Plus it's stressful. I think that I personally, you know, just the way that I'm wired and built, if I were going month to month, bringing in that kind of money, but seeing it leave to a lot of depreciating assets and not accumulating and compounding over time, I just think that I think it would keep me up at night. So, you know, it just really goes to show that there's a whole spectrum of people out there. And I think that there's a lot that we can learn from him, especially when it comes to his work ethic and his, you know, and his heart and his job, you know, and just like the attitude that he has. I think it's great. And there's probably a lot that he can learn as well from, you know, being able to have maybe a more long-term perspective when it comes to having his dollars really go to work for him rather than working for the dollars. And so all that to say, check out this video here where I break down Kylie Jenner's Christmas decorations for a nice holiday special.